Welcome to day 11 of the 1000 day fitness challenge. Training like Saitama from One Punch Man. I'll tell you what, it's been a slow start. I think it's 12:30 right now. So, you know we had to unleash the beast. The monster. Need that pick me up. We're down at the lake, ready to get our 10Ks in. Last night, actually did, I think it was like 5-6 hours of work. So I think by the end of the week, our main goal for this week was to buy some running shoes. And I think by the end of the week, we should have enough to buy the running shoes. Then next week, we'll be adding in jogging, which will be sexy. I'm excited and worried about it. Anyway, let's get in this walk. All right, just got back from the lake. We ended up doing 4 laps. Took us an hour and 50 minutes, 50. And when we were on the way home, my girlfriend was talking to me because I've been saying like this app is inconsistent. Like today it said after 4 laps that I'd only done 7.3 kilometers. Some days it says it's closer to 10. Most days it averages at like around 8. But my girlfriend found this app called, I think it's called How Far Did I Run? And she traced around the lake. And apparently 1 lap is 2.66 kilometers. So by doing 4 laps, I'm doing something like 10.6 kilometers. And I've been doing like 5 laps or 4 laps plus extra at work. Sometimes I've done 5 laps plus a few kilometers at work. And 5 laps is something like over 13 Ks. And then extra at work is more like 15 Ks. So we've been exceeding the 10 Ks almost every day because the tracking's been shit. But I'll see if I can put up the lake on this lap to show you that it's 2.66 Ks. So that's making the run less daunting. If I only have to do 4 laps instead of 5, like that's a dramatic difference. So I think I'm ready. The 4 laps, my feet only slightly hurt. I'm gonna put the shoes on credit because I was taking a look while I was walking around and some of them are on sale. So I'll put it down here, what I end up buying. But we're gonna put them on credit, and then for the rest of the week, I'm gonna make sure I work at least 5 hours a day. That's the goal. Because right now, if I work 3 hours a day, that's just barely enough to keep me afloat. So if I work 5 to 6 hours a day, we should be climbing and we'll be able to cover the cost of the shoes. But yeah, only having to do 4 laps moving forward, that's gonna be huge. It's now about 4 o'clock. Just had a bit of lunch. Check this Sanger, 160 grams of turkey, deli turkey, some pickles, a little bit of sauce. That's lunch, baby. Had to do a little bit of work on yesterday's video. So we're running a little bit behind if we want to get 5 hours of work in. So let's crush these squats. Oh, here we go. 100 squats done. My knees aren't nearly as sore as yesterday, but my left knee, I can feel something like every time I hit a certain depth, like something's slipping. And I was getting in my own head about it being tendon over bone. If you know anything about that, too much of that can lead to a tear. So I was really in my head about that the whole time, which might have made my reps a bit shallower than normal, trying to avoid that. But less pain is good in the knees. There is a weird thing. What can you do? 100 sit-ups done. Nothing to report in terms of form, but I've been trying to work on my breathing during the sit-ups, because I think it's natural when you're like tensing your stomach to like stop breathing, like, you know, like it's almost instinct. As soon as you tense your abs, you hold your breathing. But if you're doing 100 sit-ups in a row, it's just, you can't be doing that. So I've really been trying to force a consistent breathing pattern throughout, rather than like just like holding my breath on the rep and then like, you know, because I think if I get that down, the later reps will improve. $100 push-ups done. It'd take me 12 minutes, which is 2 minutes slower than I have been doing it the past 2 days, but I was really focused on getting as many reps before breaks as I could. So today, improvement. Oh, yesterday I did 25, 15, 10, 10, 10, 10, all the way up to 100. Today, I did 25, 15, 15, 15, 10, 10, 10. So, we're getting closer to what I would like. The goal is 5 sets of 20, and then we start throwing in the full push-ups. But looking good. Day 11, physique check. Sorry if it's a bit darker than normal. I normally have the blinds open over here, but the nieces and nephews were like creeping in, being weirdos. So I had to close that up. Also, had a pretty big lunch and 2 liters of water, so I'm feeling pretty bloated. Hopefully that doesn't show on camera too badly. One step closer to the week 2 weigh-in. Super pumped for that. I'll tell you what, this is such a simple thing, marking off a checklist, but it's one of my favorite parts of the day. It's so impactful. You wouldn't guess it, but if you want to get something done, fucking write a checklist. It really helps. Day 11, all wrapped up. Thoughts on the day? I've been getting tricked by the iPhone fitness app. It's definitely inaccurate when it comes to distance and steps. So I'm gonna look into a few different apps and try and figure out a more accurate way to track the 10K. I'll report back on that in the morning. Otherwise, the walk is getting easier and easier. The feet don't hurt nearly as much. Squats felt good except for whatever weird like slippage is happening in my left knee, but less pain. We love less pain. Sit-ups feel good, focusing on the breathing. Hopefully that'll lead to improvements. Push-ups, them groupings are getting better and better. Soon the full push-ups will be coming. And then weighted push-ups. That's way later on. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please subscribe. I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the 100th video. That would be huge. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 12.